Hello everyone, how are you? I'm back again with my PHP tutorial series. In this part, I'm gonna explain two important things, variables and constants. So let's get started. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe so that you can get all the updates. Let's first discuss what is PHP variables are. So I'll explain this with an example. Here I have written 3 lines of codes. In each line, if you notice, we have a common word PHP. Now suppose for some reason you need to change this PHP to something else. Suppose you want to change it to Java. So what you can do is you can change it on every sentence like this. But when you will write lots of codes, this approach will not be very good and it will not work most of the time and it will be very difficult to maintain. So this is why we need variables. So variables are basically a way of storing data. More specifically, it's a name of memory location where we can put data. Suppose this PHP, instead of writing PHP directly here, we can store this PHP into a variable. So in PHP, whenever you declare a variable or you keep something into variable, you'll have to use $sign. So and then the name of the variable. In this case, let's name it language equals to, and you'll have to use equal operator to assign a value on it. So in this case, our value is PHP. So let's put PHP. Now instead of writing PHP here, let's put the language variable. And let's copy this for other sentences. Okay, let's check the output now. So I have written the program in the variables constant folder inside the htdocs. So to test it, before that we'll have to start the XAMPP control panel. So let's start the modules, Apache and MySQL. Now let's check the output in the browser. So we'll have to use localhost, then the name of the folder, in this case variables, constants, and as I used index.php, so I will not have to specify the file name. So I think I have, let's copy actually from here. Let's put it here. Okay. Now it should work. Yes. So you see PHP is a great, so we can see PHP here, but here we did not put PHP directly, we put language, so it is working correctly. So here we can see PHP, here also we can see PHP. Now let's suppose you need to change PHP to Java. So let's change it. Now let's check the output again. So it should be changed to Java. Yes. So you have changed in one place, but it changed on every language, every sentences. This is why we need variable, and variable is so much important. Not only strings values, you can also store numeric data or numbers into variables. Let's see an example. First of all, let's comment out this code so that we don't see the old output. So this is how you can comment out multiple lines of code. Now let's use a new variable name. Let's name it number equals to, let's store a value here. We can store 10 and let's output this number. So you'll have to use number after equal statement. Now if we check the output, we should see the 10. So it is working correctly. Now here one thing is noticeable, that I have not used any single quotation or double quotation, what we have used here. So that's the difference. It was a string value and it is a number. So in case of number, you don't need to use any quotation. Still you can use it. So let's actually use, and let's see the output in the browser. So you should still see the same result, 10. Yes, it's showing 10. But PHP will consider this as a string instead of number. That's the difference. Anyway, we'll talk about it more when we will talk about the data types in future tutorial. Now, when we declare a variable, we must follow some rules. The first rule is a variable name cannot contain any special character. It must contain alphanumeric characters or underscore. Let's see an example. Let's declare a new variable. First name. Suppose you use hyphen here after first, and let's store the value James. Now let's output this. First hyphen name. Save it. Yeah, we can see an error in our code editor. Even if we check it in the browser, it should show an error to us. Yes, so that means it is a special character. This hyphen is a special character, so variable name cannot contain any special character. So instead of hyphen, if you use underscore here, it should work fine. Now it should work fine. Yes, so that is the first rule. Even if you use here any other special character like at the rate of, it should still not work, and it should show an error. Yeah, it's showing an error because this is a special character. So let's get back to underscore. So that's the first rule. The second rule is when you declare a variable, the variable name cannot start with number. Suppose you are using 1 here. You see there is an error. Even if you check it in the browser, it should show an error. So the variable name cannot start with number. You can use number at the end or in the middle or anywhere else, but it cannot be start with number. Also, it cannot be start with any special character like at the rate of hash. So it must not contain any special character. Also, it must not start with any special character or numbers. Now that's the second rule. The third rule is variable name cannot contain space. Suppose you are using a space here for the first name, it should show an error to us. Yes, it is showing error in our code editor. Even if you check it in the browser, it should show an error. So variable name cannot contain space. Let's fix it. Now that's the rule. There is another thing you must know, that variable names are case sensitive. So suppose let's declare two variables here. First name. In this case, let's use first name. Okay, so these two are totally different. So even the letters are same, but the case is not same. That's why this first name is different from this first name. So let's use a different value here. Echo. Let's echo this one. So now we should see two different value in our browser. Yes, it's James for the first name lowercase, and for the capital case is tip. So that's it for the variables. Now we will learn what is constant. Okay, let's comment out this code first. I'll explain constant with an example. So in case of variable, suppose I is a variable, let's put a value here, 5. Now what we can do is we can change the value using assigning a different value to it, like this, 6. Now if we display a variable in our browser using the equal statement, so we will not see 5, we will see 6 because it is replaced by 6. So that is how variable works. Let's see the output here. So we can see 6, we are not seeing 5. So that is how variable works. So variables values can be replaced, but constant values cannot be replaced. So how we can declare constant? Let's see it. So constant can be declared using the define function. If you don't understand what is function, don't worry about it. So define and then parenthesis. Inside parenthesis, you will have to declare you'll have to use the name with the uppercase. There is no need to use uppercase, but it is a common good practice to use, or it is recommended by PHP or programmers to use capital letter or uppercase for the constant. So suppose define color red. So now if we display color red, yeah. Now suppose you want to change the value of the color red, so let's change it by using the define method again. Just copy it. Let's change it to blue. Now it should show us an error. Yeah, so it's showing us a warning, constant color already defined. We can still see red, it's not showing blue. So that's the difference between constant and variables. You can really replace variable value, but you cannot replace constant values, and you cannot redefine constant values. So I hope you have understood what is variable and what is constant. Let me know in the comments if you need to know anything else, or if you have any question in your mind. And please hit the like button if you enjoyed the tutorial, and please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.